It's Friday, September 19th. Today, I'm just wondering about the Cowboys' remade opponent this Sunday, the Chicago Bears.
And now, a word from our title sponsor.
Eyeing retirement? We aim to turn your nest egg into a paycheck with half the amount you've been led to believe. Fluent Financial combines in-house portfolio design risk management with income-generating investments designed to aid your financial independence. Our goal is to develop an effective portfolio strategy to help you retire sooner and have a better lifestyle. Fluent Financial can also implement a program that allows business owners to install a cash balance plan, which may potentially reduce income tax payments. You've worked hard to become successful. Let us help develop an effective portfolio strategy that works for you. Learn more today about Fluent Financial. Retire sooner, better lifestyle. For more information or to schedule a meeting, visit fluentfinancial.com or call 972-852-4800.
The Bears are one of the originals in pro football. Just after World War I, a league was formed that would eventually become the NFL. The Bears were really good back then. If they'd had playoffs, which they didn't for about 8 or 10 years or so, don't ask me why, the Bears would have won more championships. Back there at the beginning, the Bears weren't named the Chicago Bears. They were named the Decatur Staleys. Yes, based in Decatur, Illinois. And what's a Staley? Well, that was the name of the owner, A.E. Staley. He named the team for himself, the Decatur Staleys, and eventually the Chicago Staleys, and then the Chicago Bears. By the way, A.E. Staley, amongst other things, he was a Starch salesman. And boy, early in the NFL, these Bears were good. They won the championship in 1932, and again in 33 and 40 and 41 and 43 and 46 and 63 and 85. Then pretty much a drought occurred. But the Bears did win the championship again in 2006. In the last 30 years, the Bears have won that one title and those 2 playoff games in that year. In the last 15 years, they've had only 2 winning records and no playoff wins. And here comes the latest NFL whiz kid, Ben Johnson, to take over a team that went 5-12 last year and 21-47 the last 4 years. Yuck. But Ben Johnson got this job because he's an offensive football coach. He's only 39 years old. He was a backup quarterback in college where he majored in math and computer sciences. Remember, this was 2008 he was getting his degree in computer sciences. He left college and worked for a football team? No, a software company for a year. And then the Dolphins hired him, and he stayed there 6 years. But during his time there, he crossed paths with a Dolphins assistant named Dan Campbell. In 2017, Johnson was hired as a lowly assistant with the Detroit Lions. Then in 21, Dan Campbell took over the Lions, and Ben Johnson became the offensive coordinator. In 22, the Lions had a top 5 offense in the league. In 23, the number 3 total offense in the league. And last year, the number one total offense in the league. They had 2 1,000-yard receivers and 2 1,000-yard runners. Gee. And Ben Johnson accepted this job. He could have had probably 3 others. A job that used to belong to Matt Eberflus, who was fired and is now the Cowboys defensive coordinator. Ben Johnson and the new people running the Bears went right to work on what else? The offense. And they added in free agency a starting center, 2 starting guards, 2 wide receivers, and a defensive lineman. Then in the draft, with the first pick, they took Michigan tight end Loveland. And with their 2 second picks, they took another wide receiver, Luther Burden, and an offensive lineman from Boston College named Ozzie Torpillo. That's a lot of people added on the offensive side of the ball. 24 was the year that Caleb Williams debuted in the NFL as a quarterback out of USC. The Bears made him the number one that year after a career where he won the Heisman Trophy at USC. And you know what? He wasn't bad. On a Bears team that wasn't good, Caleb Williams wasn't bad. He had 20 touchdown passes and only 6 interceptions. He hit 63% of his passes. He set an all-time rookie record by throwing 354 consecutive passes without an interception. Yowzer. And he had legs too. He rushed for nearly 500 yards. But that terrible Bears offensive line that Johnson set about repairing, it allowed Williams to be sacked 68 times. Whew. But now, this new Bears team has started the season by losing 2 teams. 2 good teams. They've lost to Minnesota in a heart stopper and then got crushed by the Detroit Lions, Johnson's old team. The Cowboys have been hurt on the ground. Jalen Hurts hurt them on the ground as a running quarterback. And even Russell Wilson, with his aging 37-year-old legs, made a couple of plays on the ground. And Caleb Williams is capable of hurting Dallas on the ground. Make no mistake about it. Last year, he ran for 6 touchdowns and almost 44 yards a game. Now, the other way that Caleb Williams could hurt Dallas is the way the Giants hurt Dallas last week. Giants receiver Malik Neighbors had a big day. And so far, Caleb Williams' number 1 receiver, Rome Odunze, already has 3 touchdown catches in 2 games. The game is a kind of a curious matchup between the late 30s Johnson and the early 50s Brian Schottenheimer. Both were seldom used backup quarterbacks in college. Johnson is the latest whiz kid in the league. Schottenheimer, he's finally getting his shot after decades as a league assistant for 9 NFL franchises. Gee. And as we said, Schottenheimer has hired the fired Bears coach, Matt Eberflus, who, by the way, was here before in Dallas on the coaching staff, as the new defensive coordinator of the Cowboys. Both teams have offenses that can really move the football. Both teams have defenses that can really be moved against. Dallas allowed 37 points last week to a below-average New York Giant offense. The Bears so far in 2 games have allowed a total of 79 points. This could be another week where the first team to 40 points wins the game. This is a must-win for Dallas if they're going to do something this season. They have a much more rugged schedule down the road. They can't afford not to win games like this. And the Bears are a team that can be beaten. The question is Dallas a team that can beat them? Next up, some college football kudos. What do you want from your favorite restaurant? Fantastic personal service? A cheery, welcoming, spotless atmosphere? And, of course, great food. The primest of beef, Wagyu and lamb, incredibly fresh seafood, lobster, salmon, shrimp, Hall of Fame food from a Hall of Fame restaurant, 2 locations of Bob's Steak and Chop House, the original Bob's on Lemon Avenue, and the gorgeous new Bob's at Craig Ranch, McKinney. My wife Mary's the co-creator of Full Moon Healing Balm, and I guess I'm the reason this terrific cream was developed. A few years ago, I began getting these huge, ugly blood blotches just beneath the skin of my arms and hands. The condition's called senile purpura. And no, you don't have to be senile to experience this embarrassment. It happens as you age. And then to cover it up, we begin wearing long sleeves even when it's hot. It took 2 years working with a New Jersey lab to refine the all-natural ingredients of Full Moon Healing. Gently massage a very small amount into the skin, and within a day, the blotches begin to fade. Senile purpura usually takes weeks to disappear, but this balm cuts the timeline to about a week. And ordering's so easy. Just go to the website, fullmoonhealingco.com. You know, you can bet on almost anything in America these days, including who's going to win certain awards in college football. That's right. There are odds on all these things. Heisman, Doak Walker, all these things. There are odds on them all. And there are odds on the Davey O'Brien Award, which goes to the best quarterback in a college football season. It's notable that the favorite to win this was also the favorite to win the Heisman when the year began, Arch Manning. But Arch Manning's had 3 unimpressive games in a row. He was the 4-1 favorite to win the Davey O'Brien Award that goes to the best college quarterback. Now, he's 10th in the odds at 20-1. But Manning gets his chance to pad his stats this week against the cream puff Sam Houston State. He better pad his stats this week. Waiting down the road on the Longhorn schedule, amongst others, Oklahoma, Georgia, Texas A&M, and possible upsetters like Florida, Kentucky, and Vanderbilt. Oh, and by the way, the new favorite to win the Davey O'Brien Award is USC quarterback Jaden Mayava.
And now a word from our title sponsor. Today's episode has been brought to you by Fluent Financial, Retire Earlier, Live Better, and by Bob's Steak and Chop House on Lemon in Dallas and in Craig Ranch in McKinney. Bob's, a Dallas tradition for more than 30 years.
If you've enjoyed Just Wondering, please hit follow, and a fresh new episode will land in your mailbox early every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning. Should you know a sports fan who might like our work, please share our contact information with that person. Just Wondering is technically directed by my wife Mary, who is also occasionally a talent on the show. It's produced by Mike Matern, edited and posted by Ashley Bullington. Thanks for listening to today's episode of Just Wondering. I'm Norm Hitzges, and know that every day I'll be just wondering about something.
And I'm Mary Hitchkus, and I'll just be wondering too.
This is a Stolen Water Media production.